This is the work, the following is the material intended for teaching a topic for infirmary apprentices at SENA, Servicio Nacional de Aprendizaje. Ages ranging from 17 years old to 32 years old students. The topic of this activity is forms of present tenses, the present continuous or present progressive. The materials I intend to use for this activity. At first, for the presentation stage, I will use a PowerPoint presentation, some slides using a video beam. This is the first slide, part of the presentation. 1, 2 slides, 3 slides, 4 slides. These are the 4 slides intended for the part or the stage, presentation stage. For this activity, for this part of the activity, I intend to explain or share with the students the process about when do we use the present continuous. Next, for the practice stage, I will use free printed flashcards about the main structures. One of the flashcards is this one, corresponding to the affirmative statement structure. The second one is this one, about negative statement structure. And the third one, this one, corresponding to the question statement structures. The idea is to give each group of 3 students a printed version of these 3 structure of these 3 flashcards. What's the idea? The idea is that during the next stage, which is production, they will help themselves to solve 2 pages, 2 printed pages, paper sheets, where they have 2 problems, to say that way, to solve. This is page number 1, or printed paper number 1, and this is printed paper number 2. So that's the main idea. This is the material I intend to use for this activity. So now, how is the process? Okay, so I will start explaining forms of present tenses, present continuous or present progressive. The present continuous, presentation. When do we use the present continuous? We use the present continuous to refer to something temporary which has begun and has not finished. We use the present continuous as well to express something which is completable and it is in the process of being completed. We use the present continuous as well to express an action that is taking place for a limited period of time, which includes the moment of speaking. For example, if we have the expression, shh, he's sleeping, we're talking about an action that has been probably started here in a previous moment to now the moment of speaking. So we are here, we're speaking at this moment, the action began some place in the near past and will probably continue during the next near future. That's the use, one of the main use of the present continuous. Examples, another examples. We have this one. I'm writing a letter. I'm writing a letter means that at this moment I am I could be in the process of writing this letter. However, it is important to consider that I have already begun writing this letter in the near past, and I will probably continue writing this letter during the next near future. Another example: you are painting your house. If you're painting your house means that you have already begun painting your house some minutes ago, some days ago. You're still painting your house at this moment, the moment of speaking, and you will continue painting your house for during the near future. Now, when do we use the present continuous? We continue in other situations. For example, events can be constant, but they can also be intermittent and not necessarily happening at the moment of talking. This is a different concept, but it makes sense. For example, if I say, I'm getting up early this week, I'm talking about an action or an activity that is taking place in some different moment during the present. It has already happened probably this morning, earlier, not at this precise moment of speaking, but it happened today. So it began in the near past and will continue in the near future, and is also an intermittent action. Another example of this kind of events: she's working at Colombia this month, meaning she's maybe working only during the mornings. She's probably not working at this moment, but it's an action that is taking place and will continue taking place in the near future. Juan is studying for his exams these days. We are talking about activities, an activity corresponding to study. He is studying. Probably he's not studying right now, but it's an action he's making in a constant way during these days. Another example: Laura is taking French classes this semester. Means, as the previous example, that she's taking classes not all the day, not every moment, but it's part of her living, her actual living. Okay, now, other uses of the present continuous. When changing and developing states, for example, moral standards are declining. Nice example. For expressing habitual action, for example, they are always asking me to visit them. To express state verbs, this is a particular case, and it's only possible in real situations. Pay attention to these real situations to give emphasis to the temporariness of the state. For example, shh, I'm thinking what I want to say. To express things happening now, which is a normal use. For example, Lilian is talking to her team about the new sales plan. Nice. Now, as a final stage, we're talking about an additional use. By adding future time expressions, the present continuous expresses future actions. For example, we are having dinner tonight. He's washing the car tomorrow. They are having a party next Saturday. In these cases, we have present continuous, but we have add time expression. So we have tonight, tomorrow, next Saturday. Okay, now I'm gonna give you, my dear students, 3 flashcards containing the structure for 3 different classes or 3 different situations of the present continuous. We have the present continuous affirmative statement structure, where we have personal pronouns first, then we have verb be, next we have the main verb plus ing, and finally the complement. Next, we have negative statement structures. In this case, we have again personal pronoun, then we continue with verb be plus not, then we continue with main verb plus ing, and finally the complement. Our third card, our third flashcard, is about question statement structure. Now we have here a swap. We swap positions between verb be, which is now first, then we have personal pronoun, next main verb plus ing, and finally the complement plus question mark. So, using these flashcards and the corresponding examples inside each one, you are going to be able to solve the next questionnaires. We have this questionnaire, it's part of the production stage, where we are going to write the sentences using the verb in present continuous. You can use your flashcards as guides, as models, in order to give form to these different exercises. This is the first one, the first questionnaire. The second one is a little bit more complex, and here you're going to complete these sentences using one of these verbs: get, become, change, rise, improve, fall, and increase. You will be able to use a verb more than once, and it is possible also that one of these verbs is not used any way. Okay, so we are going to organize in groups of 3 people, and we are going to solve this material. Once it is solved, you're going to read it aloud in order to compare with the rest of the classmates, in order to know how different you made your work. Okay, thank you very much.